I mean, this area right here was going like a bomb, and now it's all out. But I'm pretty sure that was their plan. They just basically burned that out. And if you guys are with us on the net, I don't know if we're up already or not, but if we are, great. And if not, well, then I'm talking to, but I'm talking to Timmy, my pilot. And but it'll probably come in somewhere right about the middle. We are looking at the La Tuna fire. Now it's named the La Tuna fire because it started near La Tuna Canyon right about 1:30 this afternoon, and it is burned and burned and burned. 1,500 acres is what they're talking about right now. 10% containment, which actually is not really a bad number as far as containment goes, but because it's nighttime, because there's a lot of smoke out here, and because there are so many people in this area, it really is creating quite a buzz and is putting out, is seen. Basically, the glow is probably being seen by Burbank, Sun Valley, Sunland, and the La Cañada Flint Ridge area. All those cities or towns or townships are going to be able to see this fire probably pretty clearly. 210 freeway still shut down both directions if you're local. If not, it's a major freeway out here, but it's kind of like one of those ones that you use to get between towns. I don't think it's going to create any kind of major backups. People are just going to go ahead and go around it. There's lots of alternatives. Right now, though, there was a huge... Oh, I'm sorry, somebody talking at me? Oh, I'm sorry. Nope, nobody was talking at me. But there was a huge bulk of fire in this area that we're showing you right there. There is a good glow, don't get me wrong, but earlier on that was a raging ball of fire. It seems to... we said that it looks like two fires. It is separated. It is still one fire, but it's got several flanks. That's is the word. Right there is a helicopter from either LA City Fire or LA County Fire. I can't see the marking. Now my desk is calling me. Go ahead. County. Well, I'm just finding out that I'm on now. I found out that we're up now. Hopefully you got some of that earlier on. If you didn't, but this is the fire. The La Tuna fire still continues to burn out here. I have to kind of stay on my toes because we're coming up at the top of the 10 o'clock. Got to do the television thing here shortly. The firefight definitely continues. 250 firefighters total. I don't know if that's an exact number or just a rounded out number, but that's the number they're giving us. LA County Fire is out here in the air. LA City Fire is out here in the air. There's one of the helicopters right there. This is not super common. A lot of times at night the helicopters will stop flying just because of safety. But because of the way the fire is and the terrain that's in this area, they're keeping the helicopters flying. That's an LA County Fire helicopter right there. Just keeping an eye on it. Hopefully we'll see it make a drop or not. Still very impressive stuff to see a chopper flying through this kind of smoke and flames at night. If you didn't hear it earlier on, 210 freeway still shut down both directions. I'm sorry, I was reading something right there. This area right here was really, really, really going earlier on. This was a spot that just was engulfed in fire. Right now you can see some of those embers blowing around down there, a lot of heat and movement. That's not going to be winds. Just got to be clear about that. That's what's being generated by the actual fire itself. Going to go for a little bit wider shot just real quick before we got to do the television thing. You can see, if you were watching earlier on television and the pictures we were putting out, that area right there. Dan, I got you. Perfect. Okie dokie. 45 seconds from live. Yeah, okay. Timmy, let's get a little bit to the north. That's where the more active fire is, that northwest little piece that moved south of the freeway. But basically, the big thing I want to really kind of get out to the people on the net that are listening to us right now is that, yes, it is still a very active fire. There is no doubt about that. It is very impressive to look at. But in just the 2 hours that, in the last 2 hours that we've been coming up and taking a look at it, it's slowing down. You can kind of really see it. It is not the aggressive, huge flames that we saw earlier on. It's more lazy fire and lazy smoke. There is a lot of active fire, though. Don't get me wrong. It is moving away from homes, though. Got to do some television stuff. We'll probably be back with you. I want to see that. No, we're good. It's a golden. Thank you. Oh, they're over there. He's probably doing a report. He's on the air. Standing by pics. Copy. Minute 30. Copy all. He's not going to drop, though. He already did. But it's so cool to watch him at night. It is. Oh, they got to be on the freeway. Let's do what you got to do to keep us alive. What's he doing? I know what you're talking about. Hey, if you guys are on the web, I got to keep an ear out, but this is something that's very, very cool to watch. This is what is called a run of fire. It's running up that hillside. It'll get to the top. It was very intense just a few moments ago as it ran up that hillside. Once it gets to the top, it slows down. This by no means is going to be out, and you can see it's spotting right now too. This is really great stuff to talk about at night. It's not great that it's spotting, but you can actually see what's going on right there. You can see those hot embers making their way up off the top part there and then falling back down and starting spots farther just down the way on the downside of the hill. Now, we know that the fire moves much slower as it works its way down, but it does burn downhill. But this actually shows you how it happens. So what we just saw there is how these firefights, or how these wildland fires happen and how they move so quickly. Those little embers, look at that. In just moments, they're turning into spots, and those spots will turn into acreage here very, very shortly. And this is what the firefighters have been dealing with all afternoon. Earlier on, when this fire first started at 1:30, which seems like an eternity ago, there were high winds. Right now, we're not really dealing with high winds. But this firefight is continuing out here and will continue probably for some time. 210 freeway is closed. I wish you wouldn't have said that, because I was going to talk about it being... he's not looking at the same thing then. Oh, that's right, and we've been watching... I'm sorry about that. And we've been watching this thing just go and go and go. It hasn't stopped. The winds in the beginning were really playing a major part in where this fire was directed, and it just kind of moved it all over the areas out here. The glow in the hillsides out here this evening can be seen by Burbank. They can be seen, obviously, by Sunland, La Cañada, Flint Ridge. All these cities, probably even Pacoima, can actually see these flames. We were just hearing them talk about how the helicopters, if they hadn't seen any down there, I can assure you there's one of them right there. LA City Fire, LA County Fire, both out here this evening, still doing water drops at night. And sometimes it is very spectacular to see those helicopters being backlit by these flames and dropping that water, trying to control this fire. That's all they really can do. They're the containment numbers. That's what they're talking about. They got to contain this thing. 210 Freeway still closed both directions. Basically, we saw it from Sunland. The 210 eastbound is shut down about Sunland, and then on the other side of it, on the westbound side, we're hearing Lowell is where they're taking everybody off. There's another one of those helicopters. I don't know if it's city fire or county fire, but it's one of our Los Angeles firefighting helicopters, and it's right there. In the background, you can see that red glow. That's going to be the top of the Verdugo Mountains right now, and we understand that it actually has crested the top and is slowly working its way down the other side. This is giving the Burbank residents something to look at, hopefully nothing to fear. It's still quite a distance from any of those homes over there, and the firefighters know about this, and they are going to be working to keep those containment numbers up. 1,500 acres, that number we got pretty recently, and that number may actually still be growing as these flames continue to eat up a lot of the vegetation out here. Steep terrain, high winds earlier on, and then those crazy high temperatures, they were all factors in this firefight, and were part of the reason why it happened so quickly out here. Started by Tuna Canyon, quickly jumped over the 210 freeway and threatened that little alcove that we've been talking about earlier on. Right now, that alcove of homes still under voluntary evacuations, but we know that the flames have really moved away from that area. And talking about structures, no structures have been damaged so far. It really is a testament to the LA County and City and all the other firefighters out there too, because there are Burbank firefighters, Glendale firefighters, and CAL FIRE down there all assisting this evening. But it is very spectacular to look at. Right now, though, thank goodness, no structures have been damaged, so it is just a very spectacular spectacle to see this evening. 210 freeway still shut down both directions. No time frame for the reopening of the freeway, and we're going to stay up here and keep an eye on these flames. Live in Sky 9, I'm Stu Mandel. Back to you guys in the studio. Well, I would guess we're going to. The area that we have to cover to get to the other side is quite a distance. It is probably, I would almost say, miles from the top of the hill to any of the structures. There are some fancy restaurants up there. There's Castaways and etc. That's a beautiful drop right there. That was by LA City Fire. But it's going to take some time for it to move down that hillside. The area that we're looking at right here with this huge flames right now, this is actually very close to the 210 freeway. This area is far from Burbank, and right now is an area that I can't tell you exactly how they're doing it, but I believe that they're just going to let that bulk of the fire burn right there, and they're working on containing it, meaning that they're working around the outer edges. They're basically using this as a way to clear that area. If the winds shift again, there'll be no fuel there. But you can see right now smoke basically going straight up. It would take a few minutes for Sky 9, more than a few minutes to get over to that side, but these are the flames that are on the top of the Verdugo Hills that can be seen in the Burbank area right now, moving their way slowly down the other side. Of course, like we said, the homes, the structures, they're probably miles from from those actual flames. Yeah, it's all good. Copy. All right. Simon Desk, what would you like us to do? Here's another run. You can see that run. It's just running up that hillside right there. And do we have an hour worth of fuel? Copy. Dan, you got us for your whole show. You know what? Since we're up for the duration, let's get out over there and let's get that shot and show the actual distance. No, not that far. Like, yeah, Burbank Airport-ish. Let's see where we can see the flames in compared to the homes. Two hours. I know, that's what I said. It's an hour and a half. Do we have that? All right. We have to go right now. We're out of fuel. You know what? I think they actually have structure protection down there. Let me see. Nope, those are just people down there looking. Looky-loos. What? Oh, you do? All right, let's get some street names just in case. Let me break out our sky mapping technology. Maybe, I don't know. Sometimes it'll work. It's just a little slow. My goodness, what? It's Castaways, isn't it? Yeah. I'm showing it to you, I think. I don't know, somewhere over there. I thought it was called Castaways, not Rockaways. No, I thought I said it wrong. Okay, copy. All right. I always hate doing stuff like this. There's something in the middle there. Hang on. Let me do this. What does it look like that? Yep, it looks like that. So that's it. Or is it this one? It doesn't look like that one though. Hey, fly towards it just for a second. No, to the fire, because I'm trying to get those street names that are right along the foothills. Well, that's what I'm looking at, and it because there's two gaps. No, I don't. It's not populating that fast. No. North Bel Air Drive. What does that one say? Haven Way. Yeah. Okay, so that's Haven Way right there. All right, this circle is Haven Way, so there's no doubt about it. So that's Haven Way, and if it starts populating, I'll get some more streets. So that's Haven Way. Oh, I like that Dave Bryan. I love that Dave Bryan guy. Who's that? Fire? Yeah, LA County. LA County. Yeah, he's probably coming. No, it's the 412. He's coming by probably maybe to look at it. All right. All right, and if you guys are on Facebook and you're watching, thanks for putting up with all of that. We were trying to get some street names there and actually get some pictures of how close it is to the homes on the Burbank side. That's where we are now. Basically, the helicopter, I'm looking out the window, Empire Center-ish, and we're looking north and just kind of keeping an eye on where these flames are. Is this a dire situation? No, I have all the confidence in the firefighters. And I'm pretty sure that they're going to be able to handle that situation before it becomes a situation, meaning if it starts moving down that hillside, they're going to go ahead and start hitting it really, really hard. We did see at least one command vehicle from the fire department, meaning a Suburban, probably some sort of chief driving down that area, probably just to keep an eye on what's going on. Maybe they were getting calls, but that's going to be over here in this area. That's where you see those strobes. That, according to my map, is going to be Haven Way, and that's that little loop right there. Basically, it loops around. I'm gonna work with Timmy right now. We're gonna come back around, get a better look at that, be a little bit more head-on, so we can see those where those flames are. It can get kind of deceiving with camera angles and the way things look with the camera. Things might look a lot closer than they really are, but we're not playing any kind of that trickery on purpose tonight. I just want to make sure that if anybody's watching and they have friends, family, and or are living in any of those areas, you guys don't start to panic. Yes, they're on the hillside. Yes, the flames are starting to work their way down. If the fire department isn't coming around saying evacuate or think about it, by all means, do what you want to do. But I'm not going to be the person making any kind of those calls. It probably is very scary. There's no doubt about it. I've had fires in my near my house, and I can actually say when it's happening, you're like, wow, what should I do? And I get that, but you've got to rely on the professionals, the fire officials. But there are fire trucks down there now, so maybe this might be starting to happen here shortly. This is definitely the Burbank side of the fire, and these are the Verdugo Hills, and we're going to keep an eye on it for sure as these flames work their way slowly down this hillside. But, this is the same fuels that we've been watching burn all afternoon, early evening, and until now. And we know that this stuff burns once it gets entrenched, those flames can really, really light up and move very quickly. Moving downhill, flames move a lot slower. Thank goodness right now we don't have any kind of winds to talk about, so those are positives. Also, the number of firefighters that are out here and the resources they have and also have available is something to think about as well. 1,500 acres has burned since 1:30 this afternoon. 250 firefighters are on the ground, but it is a large area that is burning out there. 1,500 acres, and you just think you got to draw a line around it. And not just that line. There's pockets in there as well of bulk of fire that they're keeping eyes on. And then they also have structure protection. They've got homes involved sporadically in a lot of that area. So these guys, there's a reason why there's 250 firefighters down there. They all have jobs. I can guarantee you. None of them are sitting around kind of just doing, God, I wish I had something to do. They are all working this evening. And these flames continue to burn. This is going to be the Verdugo Hills area. What's up, Timmy? Okay. So basically right now we are directly over the Empire Center, if you know this area. And the 5 freeway, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, copy all. That's going to be the 5 freeway right there, Empire Center 5 freeway. And then you basically just kind of follow that straight up. There are some homes in that foothills area. We know that that area right there is going to be Haven Way, that loop right there, Haven Way. We see some emergency vehicles driving up and down the street right now. So that's something to think about. Don't know if they're just running off looky-loos. That could be as well. There's a lot of vehicles driving around in that neighborhood, probably just trying to get a look at the fire. So they might be out there basically just running those guys off. And the reason why is because if the situation changes, they're going to want to get those streets cleared to do the evacuations and also to get the fire equipment into that area that they need. But this is the actual scene right now. You got the flames above homes here in the Burbank area. Yeah, this is going to definitely be the shot that they want, I'm sure. But don't move too far to the east, the west. Don't move too far to the west. Oh, look at that. Hang on. Shucks. Look at the tornado. That's got to be Australia. Coming. Oh. This is the Burbank side. This is the Burbank side. Copy. We did this for the people on the internet and, of course, Susie, because she was asking about all this stuff, and that's the reason why we're here. Well, it's going to move really, really slow. But just personally, though, I'm seeing more and more vehicles rolling around down there, Code 3, so they are getting concerned about it. I'm not hearing it on the radio, obviously, but. What? What, the fire? What, on the other side of the... It goes to the 210. What? But it only goes north of the 210 in that one spot. That's way out to the west. Like, if we go right over the hill, it's basically stopping at the 210. Yeah. Georgia. Or coming down the drainage, right? Yeah. You go, Jeff. Where? Could be. Copy all. We'll talk about the. We'll talk about how it's on the Burbank site because that's what we're looking at, right? All right. So there's going to be a barbecue at my house. No. Well, there was going to be a family reunion, but they changed it. Come on, buddy. Let's go back. Where are you going? No. Let's get it back. Let's go get closer. We got to make pretty pictures. Doing television. Which one? Ty is flying over there? No way. Oh. I thought it was Ty. All right, let's kind of hang right in this area right here. No way. Yeah, we've been looking for those. Going up into the hills? Oh, okay. Ten seconds, copy all. Woo! There's another one. Well, Jeff, Susie, yeah, and Susie, you know, you were talking about it earlier on, asking how close is it on the Burbank side. We had a bunch of people on social media also kind of asking us, saying, hey, we see these flames from our homes. How close is it? Well, you know, we kept saying it's so far, don't worry about it. I'm not saying worry about it. I'm definitely not saying that, but it is a lot closer than even I had thought. That's the ridgeline right there, and those are the Verdugo Hills, and you can see those flames working their way down that hillside. And of course, you can see these homes down here at the bottom of the screen in the foothills of the Verdugo Hills. Right there, that road is going to be Haven Way. Earlier on, we saw a lot of traffic out there, and then we saw some vehicles with their lights and sirens on, basically running through this area. Not sure if they're moving out the looky-loos just in case they have to do evacuations and bring in emergency vehicles, but they did kind of clear out a lot of the traffic that was in there. Right now, though, if I get a little bit wider, it does show you that these flames are working their way down this hillside in the Burbank area, getting closer to the homes out here in the Burbank area. Of course, fire department knows about what's going on, and they will take precautionary actions. Live in Sky 9 over Burbank, I'm Stu Mandel. Back to you guys in the studio. Right behind the screaming woman. Screaming nurse. What? Oh, well, now it's... No. Yeah. Well, no, not today. Go ahead, sir, go ahead. This right here, this little horseshoe or circle or pan shape, whatever you want to call it, Big Dipper, Little Dipper, that's going to be Haven Way. And I would like to give you more names, but my beautiful mapping system will only give me that. That's the only name I can tell you. That's Haven Way right there. So if you look on the map, and Haven Way is going to be probably the most eastern point of the fire. And if you look on the map and work your way west, right, you've got Viewcrest on one side and Haven Way on the other. You know, we just talked about that on air. I don't think these are worried people. I think these are looky-loos that are just driving up into this neighborhood to get a closer look at the fire, and probably just following the streets. And this is where it turns around. You can see them; they're just kind of making circles out there, and that might be a good one. And then the one next to it, right here, this Canyon Road. It's not populating. But this dead end, that might be something also. You got homes and fire. And it would be a guarantee that the fire would not come down the hillside. So I just realized that you on the internet, if you're still listening, can't hear the other side of our conversation. So this roadway right here, if you're local and you're curious about it, this is Brace Canyon Road. My map not showing that, but our assignment desk just said Brace Canyon Road, and look what we found there at the end of Brace Canyon Road. We've got structure protection set up at the end of Brace Canyon Road. Let me let my desk know. Hey, Mark, they got fire trucks end of Brace Canyon Road, just letting you know. So we got that one right there, and then Haven Way, I was assuming would make that complete loop, but apparently not. Apparently this one is Haven Way, and then it turns into something like called Viewcrest Drive. So as I understand it, this part is Viewcrest, and this part is Haven. And a lot of homes right there in that area. And this is in the foothills of the Verdugo's McClure Canyon. is the name of the canyon area right there. And just in the short time that we've been here, we've been watching that huge bulk of fire right there, just slowly creeping down that canyon and making its way closer and closer and closer to these homes. You know, obviously the homeowners down there, I would be worried. There's no doubt about it. They're probably thinking, you know, doing the, what do I take? What do I need to move? But there's already some fire trucks in place down there, so the fire department aware of the situation. I am sure about this. If the flames start making their way, there's probably some point, there's some line that they're saying if it gets to there, we're probably going to start seeing a lot of helicopter activity and a bunch of firefighting equipment moving into this neighborhood. But right now, it is just flames up in the hillsides, homes below. Apparently, the fire department's still in the mindset, and as they should be, they are the professionals, that there's a safe distance between those homes and those flames. This happening in McClure Canyon area, Burbank. This is the Tuna Canyon fire that started at 1:30 this afternoon. 1,500 plus acres is burned. Now working its way down the hillside out here towards the Burbank area. McClure Canyon is the name of that little alcove that we're looking at right there. And the three streets that we've been talking about where we're seeing activity, at least some firefighters at the dead end. That's going to be, oh God, was that Brace or Bryce? Yes. Copy all. Yep. Copy all. Just listening to some of the weather stuff right now. Go ahead. Copy all. Burbank angle. Excellent. So, Bryce Canyon Road, this is the end of Bryce Canyon Road. We actually see some fire trucks down there. Now, because of the all the activity, I'm not sure if that's going to be a Verdugo fire truck or maybe an assisting agency. So, but there are fire trucks down there at the end of the roadway. Now, if we move a little bit over to the east, we're going to get into that horseshoe area where we've been watching a lot of vehicles driving basically back and forth in that area. Now, the only street that my map was showing was this Haven Way, which I believe is this one right there. And then the neighboring one was a Viewcrest, so that's going to be that one right there. But the cars that you're seeing could be people maybe doing voluntary evacuations, but more than likely they're just looky-loos. People in the area driving around the neighborhood. Maybe they live in the neighborhood. Maybe they're just trying to get a better grasp of where this fire is, just kind of driving around this evening. But in just the short time that we've been alive, that you can see the site picture has changed so much. These flames basically lighting up that hillside more and more, slowly creeping down that down this the ravine area towards the McClure Canyon area. So definitely a situation where I'm sure these people that looking out the window or standing out on the streets down there this evening, I'm sure that the discussion of what we're going to take, where we're going to go, is probably going through their minds and being spoken amongst family members. Right now, though, the flames continue to burn in the hillsides. We haven't seen it make its way down to any of these homes. And Not a problem. We'll get something pretty. Copy all. 45 seconds. How about that? That looks angry. Copy all. Oh, I forgot about Sports Central. All right, Facebook and Internet peeps, we are clear from our show for a couple of minutes. We're going to stay on this side because the producers were saying that this is our little find right now, so this is what we're going to talk about for the 11 o'clock. You've been watching it with us as we made our way over here. There was fire that has been, just moving along very slowly, but it's definitely spotting ahead, starting to work its way down this hillside towards these homes at the bottom and set into the foothills of the Verdugos out here. McClure Canyon is the name of the area that we're looking at down below. And, of course, this is all going to be the Burbank area. What I am seeing right there, and it's telling me that I need to turn on my scanner and start listening, is some firefighting activity staging down here as well. I'm going to try to get some street names for you. So they are well aware of what's going on down there and up in the hillside, and they are starting to take some action on that. Also, we're seeing the law enforcement out here as well. Now, they're probably going to start trying to clear the streets of any of the looky-loos that are in the area. They're going to basically tell them, hey, you know what, we need to keep these streets open in case we have to do evacuations, and we need to get emergency equipment in this area for structure protection. I'm sure that's what's going on right there. I'm going to, to distract myself here from you guys, but I need to figure out where that street is and see where they're staging. Not that it's that big of a deal, but it is something that I think I feel that we should be talking about. Looks like that might be a park right there. I'm not sure. Curve and a straightaway to the turn. No, that's Bryce Canyon. So wherever, so they're okay. So they're on Bryce Canyon, but they're closer to. I'm just going to say Bryce Canyon Park because that's the only name that's popping up on my map. So we got Bryce Canyon Park probably right there. That's probably the area that where they're staging at. Verdugo Fire, Burbank Fire right now. They're starting to set up some kind of command situation just in case this turns into something other than what we've been watching, and for good reason. Take a look at that. These flames we've been watching them. They've been slowly creeping down that hillside. A lot of heavy vegetation out there. That is the key problem right now. Steep hillsides. Now, a lot of times the steep hillsides, flames will run up those hills so fast. But the steep hillsides also, we're going to kind of keep an eye on it. Maybe we're going to actually see some of that activity. But sometimes we'll actually see things break loose, start rolling down the hill that may be on fire. And it's basically spotting down the hill. And that's also a way that the fire moves down those hillsides. Also, it moves slower, but it definitely will move down the hill. That's what we're seeing right there. This is going to be the McClure Canyon area near Bryce Canyon Park. Bryce Canyon Road is the one that basically dead ends right there at the shot. And then, of course, there's a lot of homes down there, and that's what the big concern is. Haven't heard the words evacuation as of yet, but definitely I'm sure the homeowners in this area probably starting to look out the windows and starting to get a little worried. Fire trucks definitely in the neighborhood right now, so they're probably just keeping a closer eye on what's going on. And then, of course, if they have to switch into structure protection, we'll see that happen as well. We also know that there's helicopters dropping water nearby. We might see some of that activity start happening over here as well. Right now, though, it's basically just a sit and wait type of situation. Probably tense moments for some of these homeowners as these flames working their way slowly down the hillside towards homes in the Burbank area. Was that hell attack? Jet Ranger to Long Ranger? Fire 6? So that's their hell attack, right? No. Woo! Little tornado. Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir. Copy on. You said LA City Fire, or this is Verdugo? All right. All right, copy that. Copy that. I'll pass it along right now. Sunland Rec Center, right? Wonderful. So we're just getting information from our assignment desk that they are talking about mandatory evacuations out here in the Bryce Canyon area, McClure Canyon area. The LA City Fire making an official announcement right now that this area is under a mandatory evacuation. So we've been watching these flames working their way down. Everybody. Honestly, if I knew your handles, I would give you the shout outs. Everybody that was telling me earlier on that they could see it, that one sweet, her last name Corona, pretty sure it was Corona, talking about it. You know what? You were right. You were on it, and thank you for that. So now this area in the Burbank, on the Burbank side, but this is still probably falling under LA City Fire's jurisdiction. They're saying that they're doing a mandatory evacuation. Sunland Rec Center. Sunland Rec Center is where you can go for the evacuation. They're doing structure protection in the area. They're setting up for that right now. We've been watching as they've been doing that. Looks like the command center is going to be over by Bryce Canyon Park. But so new information happening as we speak. And the flames, they're continuing to creep down that hillside right there, getting closer to these homes out here. I'm not sure how many of these people are really going to go to that rec center for the evacuation. I'm sure that if it was me, my first call would be friends or family, probably family then friends, and then after that might even be the days in, for gosh sakes. But at any rate, right now though, it's a very dangerous situation, very serious situation for any of those homeowners down there. I'm sure it is very dramatic to look up these hillsides and see that bulk of flame up at the top, knowing that your home is sitting somewhere near that bottom of the hill. The streets that we know right now that are in the area that they're probably going to be affected. Bryce Canyon, let me do it in the area, in the direction that I know. Bryce Canyon Road right there, that's the one that dead ends. We saw fire trucks at the end of that road earlier on. Right now we're seeing more fire trucks right there. Bryce Canyon takes us down to the Bryce Canyon Park area. That's where they got the command post set up. And then, of course, as we worked our way over this way, we got Haven. And then next to Haven was, oh, come on, memory kick in, something View. Viewcrest. That's Viewcrest Road. You can see the fire trucks basically working their way through these neighborhoods right now. I'm sure there's a lot of door knocking going on, especially with the homes that are right up against the hillside. And just in the few moments that we were talking, there was that one area that was spotting that we're seeing right there. I saw that start a couple smaller spots and then burn its way back up the hillside. When it lights it up like that, it kind of gives you an idea what it is that is burning. You can see this mature trees, chaparral, thick brush, steep hillsides, and areas that probably have not burned in a long time, now providing a lot of fuel for this fire as it's working its way down this hillside. I'm going to talk with my assignment desk manager, Mark Liu, here just a minute, and I'm going to get right back to you. Hey, Mark, or assignment desk, if anybody's got a minute for me. You know, I know that this is the Burbank side, but I don't know exactly where the divide is. Maybe this is still part of the Sunland area, and this is falls under the LA City jurisdiction. Right, but what about the homes down there? Because you were saying that LA City Fire was the one that was talking about the evacuations. Maybe I can read some of the PD. Let's see if we can find it, please. Okay. Yeah, that definitely looks like a Burbank. That does not look LAPD-ish. The numbers are all wrong. All right. I just wanted to, just wanted to make sure we got all our ducks in a row.